Welcome to the Nutritarian Cooking Show. If you've noticed, we have a new set. We've been gone for a bit. If you've noticed, we haven't had a video out for a while. We're just newly back to the States after spending the last 4 years in New Zealand, which was a wonderful experience for us and our whole family. But we're back. Glad to be back on the East Coast. And today we are going to make a chocolate cheesecake. And it is fantastic and super easy. So let's get started. We will start with the base, the crust, and we just have almonds here. And you can do this in a food processor or a high-speed blender. I used to have a Vitamix, now we have a Blendtec, and it works great if you just pulse it just a little bit. So we're gonna mix those just a little bit first, or grind them up just a little bit first, and then we'll add the other ingredients so it will start meshing together. We'll start that. Okay. One thing I will say, I am in love with this Blendtec. It is so much quieter than the Vitamix. I mean, we do have this nice handy case here that buffers the sound a bit because we are in an apartment complex, and we just thought that would be a little bit more friendly for our neighbors. It's a great machine, and it is actually quite a bit cheaper than the Vitamix, so I'm just an advocate. All right, we've got our almonds done. Now we're going to add our dates and raisins. And mix it a bit more until it starts clumping together so that we can mash it into our pan. Go. See, it's pretty fine still. And you can keep going and grind it even smaller if you want it to be more like a graham crackery type of crust, or if you want it more crumbly like a graham cracker crust. You can put a bit more almonds so it's a little bit more dry. It's just harder to get it out of the pan without it crumbling. So I kind of like it just to stick together a little bit more. And just press that into the bottom of your springform pan. You don't need any oil, don't need baking paper or anything to keep it from sticking, because we're going to put it in the freezer. And when you put it in the freezer and you pop it out, it's easier to pop off the outside and it doesn't stick to it at all. It's more like it kind of turns out like a frozen ice cream cake, if anybody remembers ice cream cakes from their childhood. Okay, just got that pressed down pretty good there. Now we will start on the filling. And what I've got here is some cashews that I've soaked for about 4 hours. And the reason for that is most nuts have an enzyme inhibitor on them. And when you soak them, it releases that into the water. And it's much easier for you to digest and to absorb the nutrients from that. So, but we've already poured off the liquid. Just pour those in there. And dates. This guy's going to be a little bit full, but we'll manage. Some cocoa powder. And the cocoa powder doesn't really matter on the kind. I like to use a cocoa powder that's non-alkalized, which is what Dr. Furman refers to in his book called Eat to Live. And it's just a less processed cocoa, and it's probably got about 50% more of the nutrients and the alkaloids still intact. But the only place I've been able to find it is through iherb.com. But it's a great resource, and the flavor's pretty good, but it kind of just depends on your taste. So, use whatever cocoa powder you prefer. So we'll add our water. And soy milk. Okay. Then we're just going to blend this until it's nice and creamy. You can see it's pretty nice and creamy, just like chocolate pudding. Now we're just going to pour that into our base. I tell you, this is the most delicious dessert. I think our family they just love it. It's so rich. You can only have a little slice of it because it's still, it's still nuts. So it's still, it's fattening, but it's a good fattening. But you just have to watch your portions on it a little bit. But that's not hard to do because you can't eat very much of it. It's so rich and creamy. Your body kind of tells you when it's like, oh, I've had enough. Although I think my husband would say otherwise. He can probably eat 2 or 3 pieces of this. Okay, there we go. Now we're just going to pop this into the freezer for 3 to 4 hours until it's pretty solid, until it's not soft in the center anymore. And then you pop it out. Take the spring form off, serve it up. Okay, so we've taken it out of the freezer after almost 3-ish hours. Take the spring form off. We'll just cut a little slice. Oh, this looks so tasty. Love it. Oops. There we go. Now, let's taste. This is so good. You will not miss the real cheesecake. This is even better. See you next time.